So Chrissy, they say don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, but people want to know.
Never experienced to have a...
So Chrissy, I'm going to reveal a really, really big secret you may not want me to tell. You ready?
Sure.
Yeah. Chrissy, everybody wants to know, how did we meet? Have you experienced prejudices?
So thankful that it was only 41 days because I am telling you guys, save a wretch like me.
Hi Chrissy.
Hi Rob.
Hey everybody. Look who's back.
I'm back.
Chrissy's been off camera for a week. What's up with that, Chrissy?
Well, I got sick and I don't know if that's a virus or bacteria, whatever it is.
I think you had mononucleosis.
Yeah, in my throat.
Yeah. She asked me if she was going to die. But look at her now. And I told her, so many questions have come in. People all miss Chrissy and they want to know what's going on with Chrissy. So today we're going to get some of those questions answered with the most frequently asked question. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Chrissy, everybody wants to know, how did we meet?
I met Rob in an online dating app, which is the Filipina Cupid.
Yeah, Filipina Cupid's probably no better, no worse than the other ones, but for us it worked. Sort of like walking on broken glass. It's worth it if you make it to the other side. Yes. And you meet yourself a beautiful Filipina. Question number 2 that everybody wants to know, have you encountered any cultural difficulties or have you experienced cultural problems now that you're living full-time and you're enmeshed in with a Western man?
About cultural problems, I don't experience it, but cultural differences, yes. There's a lot to mention, just like the normal activity in a day, like Filipina and foreign guy are different in a way of doing something in house, the way the Filipina go to shower and the foreigner go to shower. The foreigner will absolutely put a hot water, but Filipina will not like that. We will just want a warm water.
Chrissy, people want to know, did you face any language barriers? English is really your second language, maybe your third because you speak Tagalog and Cebuano.
Yes.
And at home and on to your sister, you just speak Cebuano. You know, there's English words mixed in both Tagalog and Cebuano. But what about problems with language?
There's no such major problem about the language because what I have observed, we really talk a lot. Like Rob and I always talk every day.
Can't shut me up, yeah.
And sometimes there are just like words that I don't understand, but I ask him and he is really open to tell me what does that word mean. And sometimes there are just like phrases or expressions that he is saying or I am saying that sometimes we don't know that we already offend the other. But
offend?
Yes, offend.
Like when?
Like when I hear Rob saying, damn it, I thought he is really like fully angry, but he said he's not. But for us Filipino, when we hear that from the foreigner guy, we were like, oh my god,
yeah.
Is he
I say
angry?
that if I stub my toe, damn it. And
yeah.
Maybe I should have said darn it. But she reacted like, wow, I was like
oh my god.
10 out of 10 angry to say damn it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes jokes that I don't get, and sometimes I joke that he doesn't get. But for me, it's not a major problem. You should be open to, if you felt offended, you should be honest to your partner that, hey, I am offended. Because if you will not say anything, you will keep cold feeling.
You know, Filipinos are really open with their feelings more than most. A lot of Asians really, keep it inside. But Filipinos are really, really expressive when it comes to their feelings, and I think a good relationship thrives on good communication. So it's kind of an interesting plus.
Yes.
The next thing that people want to know is how did your family, friends, and loved ones react to the news of our engagement, our relationship, us living together here in Cagayan de Oro?
Some are surprised that I am with a foreigner guy, and all of those close relatives that know me already knows that I am going that way because on the time that I was searching online, some of my relatives and all of my family are aware of it, but they don't have any idea that I will be in here right now with a foreigner guy.
So I went back to America for 18 days to kind of sell my car and, you know, give my kids a chance to put me in a headlock and try and talk me out of it. But we brought your father and his significant other and your
Yes.
son up here. What was that like, having them here in this house?
They enjoyed it.
So Chrissy, they say don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. But people want to know, are there any difficulties when it comes to religious differences?
No, nothing at all. Whatever I believe, Rob doesn't say anything about it. He respects me, he respects my religion and all of my beliefs.
People want to know, do you plan to live in the Philippines or in the United States?
You know, when I start planning to search foreigner online, 80% in my mind is like, I'm gonna leave. I am willing to be relocated, you know. And then when I met Rob and then he proposed to live here in the Philippines, I am totally fine with it because I have the advantages. It's my country, my family is near me, and there's a lot of opportunity even in United States or here in the Philippines for me if I'm going to decide to work in the future
So you might have a career as a video editor. It's a skill you're developing.
or continue my teaching
There you go.
profession.
People want to know, how did you handle the long distance part of our relationship? It only lasted about 41 days.
Yes. And I'm so thankful that it was only 41 days because I am telling you guys, I am not really good in long distance relationship because I've been through a lot in my life, you know, and then my past relationship was really just always long distance relationship. So I know that a lot of you there are in a long distance relationship, but if possible, break that distance between you and your lover because it's not really good
Ideal,
at
not
all.
ideal.
Yeah.
I had to go back home to America for 18 days, and it was really weird because it seemed like time reversed, and you know, there we were video chatting day after day, and the closeness and the intimacy kind of started to fall backwards a little bit. You know, it was like the relationship started to redefine itself, and boy, was I glad when I got back to the Philippines I could be together again. How did you feel while I was in America?
The feeling is worse than the first time we met because the first time we met we are in a long distance relationship, but Rob was on his trip and going on my location, going to the Philippines. So it's different. You will be excited even you're in long distance relationship. You will be counting days because he's coming. But with you together and then the other one will go away, it's different because you will feel like you are being falling apart, you know.
Yeah.
And I am so proud of those relationships out there that being in a long distance relationship
yeah.
for so long.
We have friends that they were 2+ years long distance. They met. I think he flew out to meet, and then they've recently gotten married. And after 2 years of long distance, and it can work, but boy, it's tough. It's really tough.
Yes, long distance relationship works, but whatever the struggle, the trials that you will have when you are together, it will be double when you are in a long distance relationship.
People want to know, what do we love about each other's cultures? You first.
What I love about your culture is being so ready all the time.
Ready to go out the door at a minute's notice.
Yes, you're so ready. No procrastination at all. I'm not saying that Filipinos are procrastinating. Not everyone, but it becomes like a Filipino, negative feedback before.
I bought something on Facebook Marketplace, and we set a time of 11 o'clock for the guy to come to the house to drop it off. And I asked him, is that Filipino time or is that American time? Because it's like an hour difference, and who wants to be sitting around for an hour? But for me, we just published a video where we went to the big public wet market, and the smiles, people, they see you with a camera, they smile at you, they want to be, your friend, they wave at you. So the cultural thing about the Filipino is they embrace just a happy existence, and it's kind of contagious. People want to know, have you experienced prejudices and stereotypes from society since we've been together?
I haven't experienced it yet.
We we had one person shout something rude for like an auto body shop mechanic on his lunch break, but that was like our second day in town. And recently we were interviewed by another YouTube vlogger, Cha, the Moreno Filipina, and she was like, "Oh, you know, my expat boyfriend, he's feels like he gets stared at here in Mindanao and CDO," and she was like asking us, like, and we like, what? No, we don't experience anything. Like, if anything, people just are curious to see a Westerner. The average person here has just never met a Westerner, and we haven't run into anybody that has treated us different or rudely. Sometimes people are a little scared about interacting with a Westerner because they're afraid they're gonna mess up. They might give poor customer service. And here, if you bring somebody the wrong order, you might have to pay for it if you're the waiter. So they're worried their English might not be up to snuff, and they get a little anxious. But nobody's ever treated me as you know, I was breaking rules, or that our age gap relationship was you know, something to be scorned. I never felt that way.
Yeah, but I can tell that there are a lot of people here in the Philippines that they will judge the couple just based on the picture, not based on what the story behind the picture.
Yeah, you know, it's like that everywhere. But here, not so much, because age gap relationships are way more common.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, people want to know if our relationship is more unique because we have this cross-cultural dimension. So you were married to a man for a year, and most of the time he was away in the army, but you have that experience, and I was married 27 years. Being in this cross-cultural dynamic, do you think it makes our relationship more unique? What do you experience that's brings these differences, you know, into your daily life?
Okay, so at the very first week, maybe, or the very first month of being together with you, I can tell that this relationship is very unique because I got to use to speak English every day, so that makes my life so unique now. And also the culture, the stories, and the habits that we talk about each other, and we shared to each other. But then when we started to learn about each other, those differences becomes one. You cannot really no, you will not really acknowledge the differences between us, and it will feel like normal.
Yeah, yeah.
And it will feel like there's no difference,
So
even in our age.
compared to your previous experience, am I a better communicator than the average Filipino man?
Yeah, you're a better communicator. Being a communicator, it doesn't mean that if he always talks, he's a good communicator. Being a good communicator is the one who talks and listen at the same time.
Okay.
You're a good listener.
Yeah, you know, for me, I want Chrissy to tell this story. She was broadcasting live on her Facebook page. What is the name of your Facebook page if people want to go join you?
Fly Me to the Philippines, Chrissy and Rob.
Okay. And so anyway, she was live on Facebook, and because she was all busy, I was making myself a cup of coffee, and I brought her a cup of coffee. And so your aunt, you tell the rest of the story.
So my aunt was on the live. She's watching me, and then she saw Rob bringing me the coffee, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, salamat for bringing me this coffee." And then she sent me a private message like, "Hey, you should not do that. You should not let your foreigner husband to serve you food, to serve you coffee. It is your job." Because here in the Philippines, it's like a stereotype that Filipina should serve the husband. But actually, in the modern world, it's already fair. Like, you can serve your husband a coffee and vice versa.
What'd you tell your aunt?
So I told my aunt that it becomes normal to us, and we are developing this co-piloting.
There you go. Okay. What advice would you give to other foreigners and other Filipinas who are interested in nurturing an age gap expat relationship?
You know, when you are in love, the other things in the world won't matter anymore. if it's the culture, the age, the differences between you, it won't matter anymore when you're in love. So my advice is stay in love, be true. If you're in love, show it. If you're not in love, be honest, so that you will not break anyone's heart, and you will be like us. You will be happy like us. And for the Filipinas out there that are searching for a foreigner, be wise, be careful, be honest, and just spread love.
Now I have some questions for you. So these are questions that I think people want to know, but maybe we didn't get an actual question.
Is that a personal question from you?
Yeah, well, no, they're just questions that I draft. I'm the editor of these questions. So people are like, hey, do you have a sister? Because you're gorgeous and you're taken.
Yes. I have sisters, but only one is just single, and I don't know if she's interested in a relationship. Maybe. She's living in Manila, and she's like my sister, my best friend, my brother, everything. She can be a mother to me too.
What would your friends say if I had a group of your friends, or if they were talking honestly amongst themselves about your situation, having met me and moved in here together in our domestic abode? What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
What do they think? They think fantastic. You're so lucky. They think, oh, that's interesting. What do they think?
One thing they will say is they're happy for me. I am lucky, and I deserved it.
Okay, you are lucky. You have traveled in your life a little bit around Mindanao with the church, and then people ask you to sing at weddings. There's almost nothing you can sing on YouTube that doesn't violate copyright, but there's a few songs that are like 100 years old. Maybe give us a verse or two of Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
We got interviewed by Chacha, the Moreno Filipino, last week, and we were video chatting with her significant other Dave, and he's like, oh, Chacha can sing, Chacha can sing. And it's like a joke here in the Philippines. Everybody says their Filipina can sing. And when I met Chrissy long distance, she said she can sing. I was like, yeah, right. Every Filipina says they can sing. And there is a good Filipina singer in every house, it seems. But then when I met Chrissy, you should see her on the karaoke singing, Dionne Warwick or, Whitney Houston, really difficult songs. And so Cha-Cha came to interview us here in the house, and we have a video called When Two Filipinas Aren't Enough. And I don't know what, Dave had said she could sing, so I said, why don't you sing some karaoke? And she could sing, really sing, just like Chrissy can sing. And the two of them started belting out these tunes, and it was just amazing that we had, because a Filipina is like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think Chrissy's like a 9, a 10. But there are lots and lots and lots of Filipinos that can sing on a scale of 6, 7, 7.5, 7.7. It's not hard to find somebody who is decent. Before you met me, you had traveled from Pagadian to Manila by plane, and you had traveled around Mindanao for singing at weddings and at church events. But what was it like to travel with an expat around the Philippines for a month?
At first, it feels new to me, and I really don't know how to face people because I don't know how it feels like to be with a Western man. But since I knew that it's just like normal, especially when you go to these top visited places in the Philippines, Boracay, El Nido, where you can see a lot of Filipino with a Western man, so you will feel normal. And my travel experience with you is awesome.
We've joined a couple of Facebook expat groups, and we've attended a couple of meetups. So one was a birthday party at someone's house. Another one, we went to this beautiful pool complex up in the hills. And another one, there's a restaurant called Kale Clubhouse in town where there's like barbecue every first and third Saturday night, and there's live music. What was it like being around expats socializing?
I never thought that in my life I will be in a place like this, to be around with an expats, with the foreigners, and with the foreigners' wives. But being around with the foreigners' wives and their husbands in a party, you will build friendship with them because you have the same feelings how to be with a Western man, and also the expat wives, they will give you advice, suggestions, how to become a good expat wives, and also you will experience different expats in the Philippines. What I observe is you will hear different English accents.
Yeah, we heard some Australian
and I
yeah.
enjoy and I enjoy hearing that.
Yeah.
And when we went to KL
Clubhouse,
yeah, here in the Philippines, it's more in foreigners. I don't see a lot of Filipinas in there, more in foreigners. So I feel like I'm in the West.
Yeah, it was like amazing. The food, it was actually the best food I'd had since I'd been in the Philippines. They have steak and kebabs, and it was Western style food, and it was high quality Western style food. I was really shocked. And lots of Westerners attending. It was really nice. But Chrissy, you told me one thing really interesting. You said you had never been taken out to dinner in your whole life, and you were a married woman. So you knew your husband for 7 years while you were in college.
Yes.
And then you were married for a year, but you never once in your life got taken out to dinner.
Never. I've never experienced to have a dinner date.
Yeah, right. With live music.
With live music and
a band, yeah.
And a band. Like, it's first time for me to experience that kind of place too.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Share with people, I think everybody wants to know about your dreams and your vision for your life. Can you share with us what is your dream and what is your vision for 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now, for you and your son, both?
My dream, maybe 5 years from now or 10 years from now, is to have a more stronger relationship with Rob, as I'm gonna consider as part of me, part of my life, part of my family, and part of my son's life. I want to see myself still happy, getting stronger, healthier.
We're moving into a new house in 15 days. What's it been like living in this subdivision, and what do you think about the move we're going to be making?
I'm gonna miss this house actually, because we both like it. I feel like moving there, it's the best choice, and we already had a lot of plans to do there, and I think that house is great for us.
We'll show you more of this house and the new house. We'll make a tour coming up,
Yes.
I think. Tell me about Cagayan de Oro. You're from a smaller town, Pagadian, and you spent much of your college years and your teaching in a yet even smaller town,
Yes.
Mahayag. We have about 750,000 people here in Cagayan de Oro. There's a major airport kind of situated in between Iligan and Cagayan de Oro. What is it like living in a bigger city?
You're in a bigger community, and it feels like more opportunity for you to explore, places to explore, friendships to be built with the people here in Cagayan, and there's a lot of things that we can explore here, and I'm willing to do that with you.
So Chrissy, I'm going to reveal a really, really big secret you may not want me to tell. You ready?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So we may have to reposition the camera, but Chrissy's wearing an outfit. You know, we went down to Kogan Market last week. We made a video, a public market, a night market tour, and Chrissy talked about the okai stores, which are thrift stores that here in the Philippines, you know, women love to go to these thrift stores. I'm not sure why, but like Chrissy's wearing an outfit that she got from the thrift store, and we'll show you pictures. But what did you pay for the shorts and the top that you're wearing?
In total, this top cost 33.3 pesos.
So 64 cents possibly?
Yes, same
US,
as
64 US cents.
same as my short.
And these shorts,
33.3.
60. So $1.20 for both. Did the belt come with it, or you had the belt?
No, I had a belt.
Alrighty, and so there you go. You can get an outfit. We'll show you the picture. Chrissy standing up, and and it's like, you know, guys, you know you have yourself a keeper when you take her to the mall, and you tell her you want to buy her a beautiful outfit. And, you know, she says, oh no. He said, no, listen, I'll just take you, we'll go to H&M, or, you know, we'll go to Zara. It's a very in fast fashion. Don't worry, we'll just get you a nice outfit for, you know, $30 US, maybe, you know. She's like, no, I can buy 7 outfits at the Oka-Oka. I can buy 10 outfits. And so we took everybody down to the Oka-Oka as part of our video on the market, if you're interested in more of that. But wow,
Yeah.
you know, I feel a little embarrassed, my gal's shopping at the thrift store, but look how she looks. Okay, till the next Coffee with Chrissy, thanks for joining us, and don't forget, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and do it now.